I'm joined now by Gary Lewis. He is the GSA Education Director and also the creator of EarthCache. Thanks for being here with us.
You're welcome.
Let's first start talking about EarthCache. It is such a cool thing, but explain what it is and how it got started.
So an EarthCache is a type of geocache, and a geocache is an international treasure hunt program, a game that started in the early 2000s where people go with a GPS to find hidden containers that their peers have hidden around the world. So in 2003 at a GSA meeting, a member mentioned to the executive here that we should get involved in geocaching. So at the same time I was working with the National Park Service and the Forest Service, another program, and we all sort of got together and to talk about what could we do with this geocaching program. And lots of those groups really didn't like geocaching. And the reason they didn't like geocaching was because it's against the law to leave a plastic container in a national park, for example. It's considered to be trash. So we said, what if we could take people to places that they would learn something about the geology of the area without leaving a container? And from those discussions, we developed this concept of an EarthCache. Same process, you use a GPS to go and find something that's hidden, but the hide, the treasure is something about the earth that you learn. So in EarthCache, you go to a magic site where you learn about something, and instead of finding a plastic container and signing a logbook, you're doing some educational task related to the geology of the site. So you walk away with a learning experience.
Right. What a great program. So interesting and fascinating. And it's been a good year for it, as I understand it. What have been some of the big achievements and success stories?
So the EarthCache program started in 2004. The very first one was placed in January in 2004, and they've been growing exponentially. And when I say that, people can go and develop these and place EarthCaches anywhere in the world. So this year we've passed the 16,000th EarthCache that's been placed, and we have EarthCaches on every single continent, including Antarctica. So it's been a sort of a highlight year in so much as that, it's the exponential growth continues. We've now got a group of people that help us with the process, and we've started running events that people can come along to and learn about EarthCaches. So it's been a fairly good year for the EarthCache program, and all we can see is more and more and more growth as time goes on.
I can see why. And what a great way to get people who are not geologists involved in learning more about the earth around them.
Absolutely.
Why is that so important?
So many decisions that are made in our community about health, about energy, about the use of resources, all relate back to geology. And yet the majority of people out there, the only geology that they've ever done was something that they did in a classroom when they were 9 or 10, and the teacher hadn't done any geology, so it was a sort of a bad experience for them. So using this EarthCache program, we've got this group of people who go out with a GPS and probably know very little about geology, and we can take them and teach them something fascinating about a site that they visit to spark their interest back with geology. And we hope that over time, with more and more people visiting, that the interest that they have in geology will help them to vote for the right people who understand that geology is important, help with decision makers, because the people that go EarthCaching are the average person on the street. They're not geologists. So we're getting these new people to realize that geology is fascinating, maybe it's important, maybe they will spike up when they hear a news story that's about geology, realize that there's an importance to it, rather than just dismissing it as something boring they did when they were at school.
Right, and I know you're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of this, so how do you plan to celebrate?
Okay, so the very first EarthCache was placed in Australia by myself and my daughter. So what we've done is we've asked people around the world to run events on that very day. So there'll be birthday celebrations at the very site in Australia, but we've already got a dozen or more sites around the world where people will be running an event. So it'll be advertised, local people will come along and learn more about EarthCaching, and they will get EarthCache pins and coins and stickers, and try to encourage them to get more involved in things about earth science. So that will happen sort of in January, but there'll be events that run all through the year, including we have what they call a mega event, which is a geocaching event that takes place just before the GSA meeting in Vancouver. Ours is on Vancouver Island. So, and that will bring 500 to 1,000 people from around the world to celebrate EarthCaching.
Is there a website people can go to find out more? Or?
Absolutely. EarthCache.org is the website where you can find out everything about EarthCaching and some of the spin-offs we have. Next year, as part of the 10th celebration, we've started a new program that's called EarthCache Geoventures, where we're actually running a tour to Hawaii for people involved in EarthCaching to go and live on an active volcano for a week, visit EarthCaches, but learn about volcanoes at the same time. So we have a whole new set of programs related to EarthCaching for people to get involved in.
All right. Gary Lewis, congratulations on the success of the program. It sounds like it's been very helpful for so many different people and interesting. So thank you for being here. Also the GSA Education Director. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.